Welcome back to Black Widow Fishing. I'm Bryce. Today, we're here for round 4 of the 2023 face-off between the Mystery Tackle Box and the Monsterbass Box. So, of course, we have their top boxes, both the Elite as well as the Platinum Box, and we've been doing this for a while, but this year specifically, they're competing head-to-head. The Monsterbass has 2 wins to the 1 for the Mystery Tackle Box. So let's get into these things and see who wins for the month of April. So we are going to start with the Mystery Tackle Box, and as we can see, it is the Elite version. I'm in California, so your box may vary, so we're just going to go based off of what's in here for the Western region, and I'll tell you what I think, and we'll see how it compares to our Monsterbass box. So upon opening it, although the documentation is not on top like I like, it looks to be packaged fairly nicely, or at least the very top part of it does. So the first item that we have is the 10,000 fish Zuchi Bug. And so this is the Fluttering Wings and Tickle Tail, the 5-inch, and it's a 6-pack. And these things are really good to run as a Texas rig, which can help you punch through those thick mats of vegetation, especially out here on the California Delta. It can also be used as a Carolina rig. And if you guys know anything about the Carolina rig, or even anything about kayak fishing, there's a certain individual, Damian Powell, that uses the Carolina rig, and he did some pretty amazing things so far as winning tournaments this year already. I'll link his video right here somewhere so you can check that out from his last win from the Bassmasters Kayak Classic Open. This is a pretty good one. Moving on. We've got the Weston Spot on. This is basically a top water. You can use this just to walk the dog across the top. I've got several of these. So this one is going to make it to the wall. The next we have is the all-purpose Sparky Jig. And this little guy right there, it's more like a, I don't even know what color it is. It's like more like a black and purple with a little bit of brown. It's 3/8 ounce. This is from Phoenix Jigs. So, you know, jigs are always good this time. This looks more like a swim jig. We can kind of tell based upon the head of this, it's more narrow. So this will help you swim through some of that vegetation. Decent one there. Next, we have the Guggen Squad Hound. So this is a top water plopper and walker. So you can walk this as well. This is about, I think this is a 1/2 ounce. And it's in the bone color, which is really good. Especially during the spawn. I believe our fish have now finally started to spawn out. The water temperature's coming up just a little bit. So a lot of the natural colors to kind of mimic your shads are going to be fantastic. So the next one we have is the Bull Gill from Mike Bucca. One of my favorites. I have several of these. So this is making the wall as well. This is in the Ruby Gill. Color is a little iffy. I personally would have gone with more of a blue and maybe a bone or a white color, maybe a little bit of chartreuse. But this has got like shades of red on the bottom, which, you know, I'm not hating. We do have sunfish and bluegill, which this will probably get some bites. Next, we have the Z-Man TRD Tickler. This is a green pumpkin. And go, they're like tubes, basically. So tubes with the little legs on the end. You definitely want to run these as a Ned rig just due to the profile of the end of the bait designed to sit right there on the Ned head. So another very decent one. Next, we of course have spear point hooks, and I've said it 1,000 times. These are by far my favorite hooks ever, and you can see their little V-notch. That helps it get right into the bass's mouth or the fish's mouth, and it doesn't allow them to get any leverage on your hook to actually get off, and they call this their V-grip. These are the EWGs, the 3/0, so these will be good, you know, for Texas rigs. Next we have is the Finesse Shrooms. These are the Ned heads, and obviously we're going to pair these with the Z-Man baits that we just got. This is a 1/6 ounce, and it's a green pumpkin color. I don't know if these are actually lead or tungsten, but I believe these are lead. I think tungsten would be a little bit of a stretch, but I do prefer tungsten for all of my weights, especially my smaller ones. A lot of people don't prefer those because they lose them, and tungsten can get expensive. However, a shameless plug for one of my sponsors, you can always go to motleyfishing.com and get good quality American-made tungsten at a very affordable price. Here's their logo, and in the description will be their website. Next, we have our documentation on the bottom, and we've got our card here that lists out everything that we have, and the Buka Gill is going to be the most expensive thing on here, which I already know. And then we have the Westin Top Water, which is about $13. So value-wise for this box, I think we paid just over $30-something with our military discount and the Shop Carl's discount that we have. So just looking at the top 2 items on this card, we're already pretty much going to eclipse the $30 price that we spent on the box. So I would say definitely this month alone has been well worth it as far as, you know, the economics of getting the box. And then we have the pamphlet. And finally, we have this pretty cool looking sticker. I'm not even sure what you call that. Maybe like a skull mechanic head or something. Pretty interesting. So overall, with the mystery tackle box, I think this month so far is actually a pretty good off rate. I think last month they kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but this month they came back. What I feel like is really strong. The value for the box is right. You're definitely going to get some value just out of the items that you get in there, and I think the items are really good for this time of year. Colors, colors, you can never really tell what's going to work, what's not going to work, so you can't put too much emphasis on that. So overall, I think it was a fairly fantastic box. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get into this Monster Bass box, and then we need to see what's inside of here. Okay. So upon opening the Monster Bass box, we are always greeted with our documentation on top, with the rest of the box looking nice and neat under as well. And when I say always, I can confidently say always. Every single box that I have received from Monster Bass for the last 2 years has been packaged the same way every single month. I have not had an issue where the documentation has been on the bottom or the items have appeared to be thrown in there. Can't say the same for our other competitor over there. So this month is the best of Monster Bass. And if you are not aware about this month, basically a lot of the customers or all or whoever, they got to vote on their favorite items. So this box should contain the most popular items from Monster Bass that they've had over the years or even just last year. So I'm really excited to see what's in there. Last month we had the Z-Man box, which I know was a hit for pretty much everybody. And I thought the box was fantastic as well. So let's see how this month compares to last month, as well if it can defend its win from last month against the Mystery Tackle box. So the first item that we have is the Hammerhead, the Alex Reddick edition. This is by Monster Bass itself. It's a silent square bill, and it's 7/16 ounce. And this is in the shad color. I've used this a couple times. There's no rattle in this. That's what's unique. So the only rattling that you're hearing right now is just the hooks and the other bits moving around inside the box. So the next thing we've got is the missile baits. This is the Baby D-Bomb, and this is in the California green. A fantastic color, and I like this bait a lot. If you don't know what California green is, it's basically a green pumpkin with red flake on top, and the bottom is more of like a green and purple mixture. So it kind of gives off like that brown appearance. It's a really unique color. So it's a great color to get your own baits in, or if you're making them yourself. So we can see you've got the green color. Let's see if we can get it kind of right there. We got the green color right there, and then right on the other side, right in this one, we've got that really dark brown, purplish kind of color. Next we have is the Original Hills Crawworm. This is in the watermelon seed color, and you can run these basically as a Texas rig. You can wacky rig it. You can put it as a jig trailer. I've seen these before. I have actually not received one of these in a Monster Bass box, and I've never purchased one. So I'll be interested to give this a try. This must be very popular somewhere else to make it inside this box, but I just never had any experience with it. Okay, next we have is the Gary Yamamoto, the Flappin' Hog. Yamamoto makes the original Cinco. They also make trailers or other baits that you can run as Texas rig or Carolina rig and yada, yada, yada. So this one is the darker color. This is the black flake. The black and blue flake thing. And I usually run these either on a Ned or as a Texas rig. You can run these as jig trailers, but I kind of find there's some other baits that can be a little bit more effective. And what's really special about the Yamamoto brand all their soft plastics really, unless they're specifically marked so that they are imparted with a ton of salt. And that helps their sink rate, as well as it helps draw that strike because of the smell. At least that's what I'm assuming. I'm not a fish, so I don't know. The next thing that we have is the Whopper Plopper 90. This is from the River to Sea. Everybody should know about the Whopper Plopper. Basically, that backside, when you get it going, it's just going to kick up that water. It's a top water bait, if you couldn't tell. I use these, but they are not my favorite, but they are great baits, and especially if they're your copy. So the next thing that we have is the bait code, the fish crave it, the twig, and this is the Goby Time. It's an exclusive color for the monster bass, and it's more like a tea or a brown color. Pretty interesting. Gotta be honest, I've not used these or seen these before, so other than being stick baits, can't really tell you much anything about it. And then the final piece of tackle that we have are our mustad hooks. These are the EWGs. They're 4/0. I think that, yeah, 4/0. It was a little hard to see. I had to move the hook out of the way. Mustad hooks are great hooks. I prefer spear point, but mustads are good as well as owner hooks, but that's what we get, a mustad. Okay, the next item that we have is a classic monster bass sticker. Now, this is unique. Honestly, this is really unique. I'm going to show you guys what this is. I've not seen this before, and it's actually pretty cool. It is a baseball card of Brian Thrift. So it is like the OG baseball cards. If you're old as me and you know what I'm talking about. And it's got his stats on the back. That is so cool. I want to be on a baseball card. That is awesome. Good job, Monsterbass. And then, of course, we got our golden ticket, which, if you don't know about that, you can watch Monsterbass live on Thursdays every week. And it has a number on there. So if Rick calls your number, you'll win a prize. It's just that simple. So go ahead and check out Monsterbass live. So overall, I think this box was decent. I think it had some good stuff, had some new stuff to me, some interesting stuff. It really ran the gamut. So when I compare the April Monster Bass box with the April Mystery Tackle box, I gotta say, Mystery Tackle box has won this round and it has tied us up for the year. So I'm gonna call it win for Mystery Tackle box and not a win. I won't call it a loss because there's some great stuff, but not a win for Monster Bass. So we got it 2-2 for this year. We're going to be interested to see what happens in May. Just kind of break the tie, and hopefully somebody can take the lead and run away with it. Who knows? I don't know. If you want to know, catch us on the next one. Subscribe and like to the channel. Leave us the comments about which box you think you would like better. So that's all for now. I'll catch you next time.